This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion.
So today is a day of fuckery. I'm so sorry, you guys. So,
Say
what
again?
happened
You
here?
turn up a little bit.
Yes. So, you guys, if you want to see the first part of the show, you're going to have to go to my gaming channel. Somehow, some way, I was
It's
logged
been
in.
cutting up like crazy on my end.
I know your stuff has. It has. Because you're like frozen. There you go. But yeah.
Yeah, it's still coming in unclear for me. I don't know
Is,
if
oh, me?
what they're saying on the comments, but
No, I mean, I just started. I just started it. Okay, you guys. So you guys did miss the first part of the show, but if you guys do want to look at it, please go to PD Talks Gaming, or I'll take it like from there and put it onto this page. So you guys can see his reaction to the Trinity pepper sauce and how I felt about Tamika the mermaid. All right, and also
just find
about
something
how
to come clear on
Nina
my
is
end.
not feeling good. Yes, you're coming through clear. All right. We had a little technical difficulty, but we're okay. We're good.
Start cutting up again.
Uh, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Um. All right, you guys. So I got new glasses. Yay! But today we're gonna be talking about the Huguenot graduation mass shooting that happened in Richmond. We will also be talking about how Dylan Mulvaney.
Let me see if I can. Sorry to interrupt. Let me see if I can jump off and jump back in since mine's cutting.
Hmm. Go ahead. Oh Lord. Okay, so we're also going to be talking about Dylan Mulvaney and has he duped the left by coming out as straight? All right, you guys. We are going to go to our first commercial break.
A to Z Creations is a Black woman owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
Oh my God, you can hear that. I'm so sorry for burping. If you guys heard that, I do apologize. All right, so we are going to go. Hi, Tyray. Yay, my bestie is here. All right, so our first topic is going to be talking about the Huguenot graduation mass shooting that was in Richmond, Virginia, about 3 days ago. So, if you guys don't know, there was a shooting at the altar. I believe it's called the Altari Hall down there in Richmond, and the shooting happened as the graduates and their families were actually leaving. And oopsies, what am I doing today? Uh, the heck? What's going on? Sorry about. Oh my god. Is today my bad day? Okay. So anyway, so as they were, congregating outside of the venue, someone came up and started shooting. Unfortunately, one of the graduates was killed and his father. When is it going to be enough? When are people going to care? Is it when somebody runs up into one of the private schools like Sidwell Friends or Gonzaga? Is that when you guys going to care? Because at this point, these mass shootings are getting ridiculous. I feel absolutely, I don't even know the word. I just know that I feel really bad for the families or the family and families, because I believe 13 people were injured in this. One little girl was hit by a car when she was trying to run. I need to know, when is it going to be enough? When is it going to be the last straw to when we're going to sit here and say, we're not going to take this anymore? We won't vote anybody in that is under the NRA and will not do anything about this. This was a young man who had his whole life ahead of him and had worked his butt off to actually graduate from high school. And someone just runs up and kills him and his father. Go ahead, Tryst, because I don't know. That is the question.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially since this is black and it kind of has a drive-by feeling to it of like his targeted was clearly meant for him and like his homie. So he was willing to air out a whole graduation for it. I don't think it's gonna. If anything, you're just gonna hear more politicians talking about this needs to stop in the community. But you have a larger issue of just the issue of guns, violence, poverty. You know, this is how people solve their problems when they have beef with each other. They wait till an event where they know you're not gonna be armed and they come and attack. And in the era of like I was when I was looking into this, they said up till now we've had about 279 mass shootings in America already for the year. And think about it, that's more mass shootings than there are days thus far. Like, this won't end and it's only going to keep getting worse because you see more states where they're trying to not some permits to carry a gun. And as many arguments as we've had on this podcast about having guns with no accountability, no gun training, shit, this is how people are going to solve it. They're and to reduce risk to themselves, they're going to try and kill people when they know they're defenseless and where they know they can at least, if not reach you, reach somebody you care about. So it is crazy that we are killing each other at graduations now. But how much crazier is that than people killing each other at birthday parties or barbecues or at funerals, like, you
Mhm.
know, or baby showers? So
Mm.
this is an issue that's just limited to the black community, black and white communities. Each community is going to have the way violence looks be different depending on the socioeconomics of it all. But
Yeah.
the larger issue of violence and everything like that goes back to we have more guns in this country than people, and it goes to there is no real recourse for handling our issues, and there's a lot of poor people out here. So their way to solve their issues is to take it by any means. And in the world's richest country, which I keep calling us a third world country with a bunch of rich people, to actually step up and do
You're
something for
cutting out
people,
bad.
or else. Sorry
Ooh.
about that. Like I said, I was having that issue
Interesting.
earlier. If you can't hear me, I'll
Yeah.
just end with this and say that we need to look at this and not just continue to accept it, but say, fuck just voting for the right people. We need to actually hold strikes and hold, you know, like inform our communities and rally together and like actually educate each other on gun violence, actually educate each other on how to use guns, actually educate each other on laws, like inform our own communities because they're not going to do it for us.
Well, it does sort of start with who you're voting in because if you have a governor or a senator that is like getting paid out the ass by the NRA to pass bills or not pass a bill. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, let's start with the community. Definitely. But sometimes starting with the community does start with who you vote in, even in the small scale, like your mayor, your
Yeah.
council people.
Okay.
Nobody,
I'll give you council people.
thank you. So, my thing is this: nobody should ever have to watch their child walk across the stage, get their diploma, you're yelling, you're like, yeah, that's my boy. And then you walk out, you're congratulating your child, and all of a sudden, you're dead, your son is dead, other people have been hurt, and for what? What was the reason? What was the
Mm-hmm.
reason? A 10-year-old got hit by a car. What was the reason? I want to know. What was the reason? It should have been a
The
damn
re
good one. Go ahead.
no, keep going.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, my why I say it's got to start with the community because leaders from both parties like either don't give a fuck enough about us, they're there to line their pockets, or they only have so much power and they're not since they're working within the system, they can't change the system. Is because like for example, look at New York where we'll have some recent changes to the gun laws where there's more accessibility to getting a gun, depending on what you're willing to show them to get it. But at the same time, how is our Democratic mayor, who's not pro guns, dealing with the issue of guns? He's just criminalizing black people. He's arresting like black teens who are appearing in rap music videos for drill rap music videos. He was criminalizing people wearing masks not too long ago, saying that, oh, you're really just trying to rob stores and conceal your identity, only for them to
What?
have to flip with the whole Canadian wildfires. And they actually been sitting on a stockpile of over a million N95 masks that is now just freely available to give to people with the air quality that's going on in New York. Like, there's either the side where they're NRA and get money from the NRA, and they're passing all kind of laws to get guns in the hands of every white toddler in existence. People get their hands on guns and do some shit.
Yeah.
That's the only time they complain. Otherwise, it's mental health, lone gunmen, not as big systemic issue.
Yeah.
Or you have like our Democratic politicians whose like option of dealing with gun control is, at least with Gavin Newsom in California, he's calling for a, a
Uh-uh.
more politicians step on that. It'd be an easy thing to like back, but
It-
in reality, there and
Ooh.
you know communities where there's higher rates of violence, rather than pour more opportunities and resources, rather than just pouring all that money into the police force to over police these areas. Like it's a band-aid, and a band-aid that's really infected already, so it's only making the problem worse.
There, I don't know if you saw like the video of the lieutenant governor, and she was over the shit. She's like, this is happening almost every day. And she was saying the same thing, sorry, the same thing as you, where she was like, we're like community, what's going on? Like, we need to talk to the people that are above, like the council people. I think she was talking about the governor. Like, she just, okay, I can't remember, but she was damn right. She was. She was just like, hey, this shouldn't have happened at a graduation.
Sadly, like, yeah, if you have murder on your mind, like
That is
like,
so
yeah, you would think
stupid.
there are certain zones. You would think there are certain zones where you wouldn't shoot up
Kids,
people, but if you are willing, yeah. But I mean, if
kids,
you're willing to shoot up a baby shower with a pregnant mother, if you're willing to shoot up a funeral where people are grieving and mourning, if you're willing
yeah.
to
You
shoot up
know
places
what?
where you know people are going to be unarmed more than likely, and you can catch people unawares, you
Mm.
know, you
But
have sick people out there who's going to take advantage, and
and you
the
know
way
what?
our laws are set up doesn't help.
You've reminded me of something that happened this week. So, if you live in DC, you know that there was a funeral for a 10-year-old little girl who was shot. I believe she was shot in the car. She was either
Mm.
asleep in the car or sitting in the car, and she had gotten shot. She did die. Her funeral was I believe it was Wednesday. Why did these dumbasses go to the funeral and start shooting? I'm like, it wasn't even like the 10-year-old girl was a target. Why did you go to her funeral and disrespect her family further? You didn't even know her family. You shot a child. Like, that's what I don't get what's going through people's brains. I really truly feel like it has a lot to do with all the little shows that have been coming out. I'm sorry, I know we usually shouldn't do this, but it's power It's Black Mafia, Family, Sopranos, all of that shit. The Godfather, all of
Mm,
it.
I gotta
All of
disagree.
it. I know you do. But I've
I
seen an
mean,
uptick ever since these shows have come out. I've seen an uptick. I have. Like,
what's also been happening
almost
since the
everything.
uptick? It's also been what's you gotta also remember what else has been the uptick too. The uptick has been since 9/11. We've been more amped for violence against other groups of people and
This
had
has
higher police
this doesn't
forces.
have anything to
No, no,
do
because
with
you're
like
saying
other
shows.
races though. At least not
No,
the
but what I'm
funeral.
saying is,
Not the funeral.
sure, not the funeral, but I'm saying if we're talking about Sopranos, Black Mafia family, you could argue sure or music, but that's kind of the same argument that politicians and prosecutors are making. But
Well,
in
some
real
grown
life, you also
asses.
have more accessibility. Think about it. You also have more accessibility to weapons because of
True.
how many more wars we're in, because of how many more arms we're selling. You have an
Mhm.
uptick in, yes, we're acknowledging mental health while doing nothing about mental health. Things are getting worse and worse with the recession and everything like that. And when people are suffering economically, they're more likely to resort to violence to deal with their issues.
Yeah.
You have all these other things as a confluence.
And I
So,
get it.
like, there used to be lynchings. Like, people's violent
True.
programming back in the day was lynchings.
True.
Like, so to me, it's like it's never going to be like you could
Yeah, I
have
get that.
irresponsible TV shows that encourage certain things, but
Mhm.
like at the end of the day, like if somebody was pushed over the edge by a video game or by a TV show or by a song, they more than likely were going to be pushed over the edge by
Yeah.
something at some point anyway.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'll agree with you on that. I'll agree with you. Okay, y'all. So we're going to take our next commercial break and we'll be going to our next topic. Yay!
A to Z Creations is a Black woman owned business that creates customized items such as rolling trays, clothing, tumblers, glasses, bags, jewelry, and more.
because
All right, huh? Oh my God. All righty. Welcome back, you guys.
Queen Pedii,
Yep, yep. I don't see you.
Queen Pedii. So case.
You said what? Hello?
Let me go out and come back in, and you
Oh
can
my god.
start this Mulvaney topic.
Okay. Okay.
So
We're
let
gonna
me go
go
out and come back
to
in,
a
and you can
yeah,
begin
to
the
a little
topic.
break real quick. Okay.
About the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics, uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your
There we go. Hello. Yeah, there we go. All right, you guys. So we're having a technical difficulty. Um, so we're actually going to go ahead and end the show here. Not able to get Tristan back in, and it's okay. It's okay. Um, so you guys catch us in the next couple of weeks. We'll be having another episode, and hopefully we can get all of these kinks worked out. All right. Well, we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
censored and unfiltered. Normal discussion. This is not your normal discussion.